They won't tell you to your face, but you can feel it. When you step into a space, the air changes. People fidget, smiles become tight, voices drop. It's not hostility and it's not dislike. It's something else, something quieter, stranger. You don't have to speak for them to notice you. Your very presence does the speaking. You seem to carry a different kind of weight, a gravity that pulls people in and unsettles them at the same time. You've been told you're too much, too direct, too intense, too deep, as if your personality is a storm they're not equipped to stand in. But what if the real reason has nothing to do with being too much and everything to do with being more than they're used to? Psychologists have long studied this invisible influence, the way some people project an energy that others can feel without explanation. It's not mystical light beams floating around you. It's not something measured with machines. It's psychological presence, an unconscious broadcast of your truest self. When you've done the inner work most avoid, when you've confronted your flaws, accepted your contradictions, and faced your own pain, your energy changes. And that change doesn't go unnoticed. This video will uncover the 13 signs your presence silently overwhelms others, not because you are broken, but because you are real. And in a world built on performance, reality can feel dangerous. Sign 1. People call you intense, even when you're calm. You might be speaking softly, simply telling a story, and yet someone leans back and says, "You're intense." They can't explain why, but what they're sensing is focus. You don't scatter your attention. When you're in a conversation, you're in it. And that kind of undivided presence is rare. For people used to half listening and polite nods, your full attention can feel almost invasive. It's not because you're aggressive, it's because your attention forces them to be present too. And not everyone is ready for that. Sign 2. Small talk feels like static in your mind. Weather updates, sports scores, office gossip. You can do it, sure, but it feels like chewing cardboard. You're not trying to be rude. Surface level chatter just feels empty. You're wired for substance, for exchanges that leave you thinking, not just nodding. The discomfort comes when your energy signals that you'd rather be discussing something real. People sense it. They may even feel slightly judged, even if you've said nothing of the sort. Sign 3. You become a confessional booth for strangers. You've barely met someone, and 5 minutes later they're telling you about their childhood trauma or deepest fear. You never asked for it, yet it happens again and again. This isn't random. Certain people carry a grounded, unflinching energy that feels safe. Without even trying, you signal, "I can handle the truth." The irony, you might be carrying your own heavy stories, but few think to ask about them. They're too relieved to finally be speaking theirs. Sign 4. Your eye contact feels like a searchlight. You look people in the eyes, not aggressively, just openly. But to someone who's hiding parts of themselves, that steady gaze feels like an X-ray. They may glance away quickly or fill the silence with nervous talking. What they feel isn't judgment, it's exposure. And exposure is terrifying when you've built your identity on things you don't want examined. Sign 5. People either trust you instantly or avoid you entirely. There's rarely a middle ground. Some are drawn in, feeling like they've known you for years. Others keep their distance from the first moment. This polarity happens because your presence forces a subconscious choice. Be authentic or stay hidden. Those ready for the first path gravitate toward you. Those not ready disappear. Sign 6. You disrupt group dynamics without trying. Maybe you join a group conversation and suddenly the mood shifts. People change their tone, sit differently, or even stop mid-sentence. It's not that you've said anything wrong, it's that your energy acts like a mirror. In that mirror, people see not just themselves, but the gap between who they are and who they pretend to be. Sign 7. You carry stillness like a storm cloud. You don't fill every silence with words. You're comfortable letting pauses breathe. But in a society addicted to noise, that stillness can feel like pressure. Some mistake it for disapproval. Others mistake it for sadness. What they don't realize is that stillness is just part of your nature, a side effect of someone who has learned to sit with their own thoughts without fear. Sign 8. You're unmoved by social masks. The loudest person in the room doesn't impress you. The most charming smile doesn't automatically earn your trust. You can see beneath performances, and it shows in the way you respond or don't. To someone used to winning approval instantly, your neutrality feels unsettling. They can't read you, and not being able to win you over leaves them uncertain. Sign 9. Your conversations are rarely forgettable. Even if you only speak briefly with someone, they often remember it weeks or months later. It's not because you said something extraordinary, it's because you were present. True presence leaves an imprint, and the rarity of it makes people replay the interaction in their mind long after it's over. Sign 10. People project their fears onto you. If someone feels insecure, they may assume you're judging them. If they feel threatened by intelligence, they may label you arrogant. If they dislike honesty, they may call you blunt or cold. In reality, they are reacting to their own discomfort. You've simply become the screen onto which they project it. Sign 11. You feel both visible and invisible. You stand out without trying, yet also feel unseen for who you truly are. People notice your energy but often misunderstand it, focusing on the impact you have on them rather than the person you actually are. It's a strange paradox, being hyper visible as a presence but invisible as a self. Sign 12. You've learned not everyone can hold your truth. When you share a raw thought or personal insight, some people respond with discomfort, humor, or quick topic changes. It's not that they don't care, it's that your depth exceeds their comfort zone. You've learned to gauge when it's worth speaking and when silence will save you unnecessary friction. Sign 13. You leave people changed. Whether they like it or not, your presence has an effect. Someone might leave the conversation questioning a belief they've held for years. Another might finally admit a truth they've been avoiding. They may not thank you, they may even resent you, but deep down, they know something shifted. And shifts, however uncomfortable, are the beginning of transformation. Closing reflection. Having a presence that overwhelms isn't a flaw, it's a responsibility. It means you carry truth in a world built on avoidance. It means you demand authenticity without asking for it aloud. Not everyone will be ready, not everyone will stay, but the ones who do will meet you in a place most people never reach, the place where nothing is hidden and everything is real.